Welcome to the Little League Softball World Series, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, all good things must come to an end. It's Elimination Day in Greenville. 4 teams will be sent home. Washington and Texas trying to see another day as these frenemies battle to stay alive in the chase for a championship. Good luck. Northwest and the Southwest champions trying to make some headlines today. Florida has been the most dominant team so far this week in this tournament. 29 runs in 7 innings. They've advanced to Thursday, enjoying a couple of days off. North Carolina had a run rule win and also a one-run victory, the only one we've seen so far. And Kentucky off to a 2-0 start, made quick work of Connecticut last night. Their offense has truly come alive in North Carolina. Well, teams being eliminated today. 8 teams going at it. 4 will get sent home. 4 more and will play again tomorrow. Well, it's the first of 4 games today. Matt Schick alongside Jenny Dalton-Hill. Thrilled to get you started here. Jenny, for a lot of these young ladies, they've been playing together since 5, 6 years old. And for some of them, that journey will come to an end today.
It does. And when on Elimination Day, it's all about who can face elimination by staying loose and playing well, even though they know that if they lose, they go home.
Well, for Snohomish Little League out of Washington, they're not only looking for their first win of the week, they're looking for their first run.
They are. And Maddie Locke has been so good in the circle, but because she's been so good in the circle, she's allowed a lot of balls to be put in play. And with that, her defense needs to show up behind her today. Got 3 strikeouts in 104 pitches. She was right around 60% strikes in that first outing, but it's going to be up to her defense today.
Their opponent, Greater Helotes Little League out of Texas, was on the wrong side of the best game of the tournament so far, that 2-1 loss yesterday to North Carolina. But their loss is our gain, Jenny. We get to see Avery Cox again.
Avery Cox is just dynamic on both sides of the ball. And from her in the circle, she has the most velocity of any pitcher here at the tournament. She's throwing in the mid-60s, and she's that sword every time she gets a strikeout. She was able to dance around the zone and get a bunch of those Ks, but that's not where she shines the most. It's at the plate. Huge home run, the only out of the park home run here at the tournament so far, and it was a double sword for the big blast of Avery Cox.
She has homered in 4 of her last 5 games. Up next, Northwest and Southwest, Washington and Texas, a battle of survival next. What a cool opportunity for these young ladies. The Little League Softball World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And there's no place like Snohomish Little League in Washington. Learning a little bit about them. They're 35 miles northeast of Seattle. Population a little more than 10,000. Let's get to know the ladies from the Northwest.
My name is Janessa Milan, and my favorite sports team is UW softball.
My name is Avery Kamusa, and one of my favorite emojis is the red 100%.
Hello, my name is Lucy Carpenter, and my favorite dessert is chocolate cake.
My name is Kaya Ho'ololu. My favorite actor is Jason Momoa.
I'm Layla Bailey, and my favorite sports team is the Denver Broncos.
I'm Hannah Schneer, and my favorite subject is science.
Hi, I'm Julia Wright, and my favorite food is tacos.
I'm Ella Barris, and my favorite singer is Megan Maroney.
I'm Jocelyn Day, and my favorite athlete is Brie Ellis.
My name is Harlan Isley, and my favorite subject is art.
I'm Madison Tanya, and my favorite athlete is Brian Wood. My name is Maddie Locke, and my favorite softball player is Megan Grant.
There's a lot of ability and power in this lineup from Snohomish Little League, but only Jocelyn Day and Harlan Nicely got hits the other day.
You're right, and this is a whole batting order that needs to show up today behind their pitcher Maddie Locke. They were unable to give her run support, and with that put a lot of pressure on the pitcher in the circle. Today need to get those bats going early.
And the pitcher in the circle that they will see is none other than Avery Cox, who threw 123 pitches yesterday.
13 strikeouts. I mean, this is a power pitcher from the circle, and maybe the biggest thing that needs to happen is development of a changeup or an off-speed pitch, because right now she is all power all the time, but it's working here at the Little League World Series. Curveball, fastball, those are her go-tos, but also uses the rise and screw. Has some uptail to most all of those pitches. She is hoping to use that sword a lot today.
Avery Cox in the circle and finds the zone and no bat. Julia Wright 0 for 2 with a strikeout in Sunday's game against Florida. That was the first game of this tournament. Waves through that one.
With the way that Avery Cox has been throwing, she is so powerful, throwing with a ton of velocity, mid-60s, and that's unheard of here at the World Series. Nobody else throwing as hard as Avery Cox this year.
You see Wright in the very back of that box, trying to catch up to it, but cannot. And the first strikeout.
Well, that was an amazing first series, or first batter for Avery Cox. Started her in, got the strike, went out, stayed there, got the swing and miss. The first sword of the game as you see the ball going through the rain that's falling from the sky.
See the light drizzle here. There is rain expected throughout this early day. Just a matter of how heavy it becomes.
Yeah, this is playable, right? Like, this is a light drizzle. Yeah, you're going to get wet. Might not be a great hair day, but more than anything, we can still play through this, hoping that it just stays light.
If my hair gets messed up, I am out of here. 1-0 to Locke. Ball. That is low.
Really good job by Maddie Locke to be able to keep composure and discipline on these pitches out of the zone after Avery Cox started with 3 straight strikes against her battery mate, Julia Wright, at the top of the lineup.
Locke smacks this one to center field. Bailey Cox going back, and it's gone! A laser from Locke to dead center field. And Washington has its first run of the week.
Every player in the tournament is kind of mocking the sword of Avery Cox. What an absolute tank by Maddie Locke. This is a pitch left middle of the plate, and the reason she leaves it middle is because she fell behind 2-0. Maddie Locke ready. Look at that swing. Stayed back, hand through the ball, deep center. Out of here. Huge swing by Maddie Locke.
That's a way to get a run on the board for the Northwest Region champs. Maddie Locke putting that one over the fence, dead center field. And an emphatic start to this one.
In their last game, Snohomish was the home team, and so they hit second. They started with a 3-run deficit, and with that, it added a lot of pressure to Maddie Locke in the circle to have to show up. Well, here helps herself out, puts a run on the board, and able to go out and pitch next inning with a lead for the first time in the World Series.
Maddie Locke, who gave up 14 runs, 8 earned in the circle, and was 0 for 2 at the plate on Sunday against Florida. Just lit a fire for this Washington team here in the first.
We saw some pitches get past Jackie Rubio yesterday. That one definitely a wild pitch. You wonder if the rain is starting to affect the grip of Avery Cox out there in the circle. But Jackie Rubio back there behind the plate, asked to be a catcher this year in the regular season. Was a pitcher prior to that. So now putting on the gear and back behind the dish.
Jocelyn Day grounds out to Cox. Take another look at that home run from Maddie Locke. How about this? Celebrating, oh my goodness, and then the sheath of the sword, yes!
Oh, and to the camera. It's almost like her mom works in TV. I mean, Danielle Laurie, one of our cohorts here at ESPN, an analyst, watching Danielle, or watching little Laurie. But Maddie Locke, big swing.
So 2 out of the park home runs that we have seen here this week have involved these 2 teams and today's starting pitchers. And by the way, Avery Cox leads off the bottom of the first.
Yeah, they've got their big bats at the top of the lineup, and with Snohomish, they struggled to put hits on the board in their opener. Lost that game in run rule fashion, 14-0. Just could not get anything going. Only 2 hits in their first game. Here today, already a big blast in the first inning.
Swing and a miss. Couple of sheaths for Avery Cox, but the big one was from Maddie Locke, who smacked it to center field over the fence and put an exclamation mark on this start for the Northwest Region champs. She's in the circle next to face the player she hit the home run off of. Now, it's a tradition at the Women's College World Series. It's a tradition here. Yes, Miss Laurie, our ESPN colleague. Let's go. Getting the home run ball that her daughter, Maddie Locke, was able to hit. Maddie Locke in the circle will face this Texas lineup.
Hi, my name is Lindley Reen, and my favorite athlete is Reese Atwood.
Hi, my name is Bailey Briseño, and my favorite food is corn.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Montemayor, and my favorite celebrity is Zendaya.
My name is Bailey Cox, and my favorite emoji is the crying emoji.
Hi, my name is Blakely Escalera, and my favorite athlete is Trinity Rodman.
I'm Jackie Rubin, my favorite band's The Beatles. My name is Emily Trevino, and my favorite softball player is Tegan Cavan. Hi, my name is Zoe Cavazos, and my favorite animal is a cat.
Hi, my name is Kennedy White, and my favorite emoji is a heart eyes.
My name is Esmeralda Cuevas, and my favorite holiday is Halloween.
My name is Aubrey Montez, and my favorite celebrity is Kevin Hart.
My name is Peyton Olivares, and my favorite animal are ducks.
Hi, my name is Avery Cox, and my favorite sport to watch is basketball.
Those are the young ladies from Greater Helotes Little League, and Avery Cox will lead things off.
And at the top of the lineup, 1 through 6 had 3 hits on the day. It's the bottom of the lineup, 7 through 13, only able to get 1 hit out of those hitters. And so I think more than anything today, they don't face Avery Clark in the circle, but they've got another big pitcher, Maddie Locke, in the circle that they're going to have to go against, attack strikes, and make more things happen at the plate.
2 real hard throwers here, going toe-to-toe. Avery Cox at the plate, who would like nothing more than to deliver this one over the fence. After seeing her pitching counterpart do it to her in the top of the first inning. Avery Cox has made a habit of that. A home run in 4 of her last 5 games. Hit a home run in each of her 3 regional games. It's 2-0, and Cox looked like she called time. And it will be 1-0 here with no pitch. Avery Cox, the star of this team. Looks at another one. All right, so it is a walk.
When early in a ball game, you don't want to give the best hitter in the lineup the chance to change the score. And so while that seems like a tough 4-pitch walk, it's actually not a bad idea to have to attack the rest of the lineup, knowing that Cox is swinging the most powerful bat.
Ground ball back to Locke, looking to second. Little communication issue, and it was thrown to the second baseman right. Jocelyn Day could not get a glove on that at short, and it went to right, who was not on the bag.
And it's a good pitch, down and away, gets a nice ground ball to Locke, but then the communication between the defenders over there up the middle struggled to be able to tell who was supposed to take that. It looks as though her foot's on the bag. That would have been worth the challenge.
Hard to tell from that angle, but it was close enough for a look. But instead, it's 2 on and nobody out for Aubrey Montez. Montez 1 for 2 yesterday against North Carolina. Aggressive secondary lead there from Avery Cox at second base, but an 0-2 count here for Montez.
Well, and one thing Maddie Locke is doing better today is keeping the ball in the corners. I felt like her ball continued to leak back over the wide of the plate into very hittable zones. Today, really dancing on the outside of the plate.
Off speed just misses there from Locke, 1-2.
And that's a pretty off speed, and that's the difference between the 2 pitchers that we're seeing in the circle for these 2 teams today. Locke does have a change of speed, where Avery Cox, who stands at second right now, is a pitcher who just relies on straight velocity.
Montez with the toes on the chalk. That one inside, runners go, a double steal, and they're both in there. Cox to third, Rubio to second.
And the best way you help out a batter at the in the box is making sure that you put pressure on the defense. So now with 2 runners in scoring position, the defense for Snohomish is going to have to be really tight to get the out and not allow a run.
3-2 now to Montez. Maddie Locke walked 2 batters in Sunday's loss. She walked the leadoff batter Cox here.
Ball.
And now walks the 3-hole hitter Montez, and Cox is going home, and the throw is late, and Cox crashes into the catcher and scores. Harlow Nicely got hit hard as she was calling for the softball. Locke's throw home went high, and Cox is able to score. That was a design delay steal. Watch Cox here from third.
Matt, I don't know that Cox touched the plate on that slide. She came in hard and high with those legs, knowing that the catcher was going to be in the way. Oh, the foot did drag across it, but what a tough collision into Nicely. Avery Cox, beautiful delay steal, but a very tough play at the plate.
Harlow Nicely, who's been the stalwart behind the plate. One of those team leaders and Locke's battery mate for the last few seasons. You think about the connection between pitcher and catcher. And now, Nicely being tended to.
I mean, this really changes the look of this game. If Nicely is unable to continue, who else is going to be able to contain Maddie Locke out there in the circle and control the game back behind the plate? That's been Nicely's job for multiple years.
Ella Bowers also does catch here for this team as Nicely's grabbing her wrist. Has left elbow in pain as well. And that was a tough collision. Good on Cox to slide, but there was nothing she could do to avoid Nicely, who's the throw from Locke was high. Nicely could not get out of the way.
Well, not only was the throw high, but it had pulled her up the third base line as well. So glad to see a little bit of a jog out of Nicely as she works out the result of that collision.
And the demands of the catching position, where how you receive it, certainly put a strain on any injury that you might be able to play through at any other position. And now, by the way, it's 1-1. Cox has scored, and Rubio on that throw, on that delayed steal, goes to third, and Montez on the wild throw home goes to second. And home plate umpire Mitch Laponin signaling letting some practice pitches be thrown in to make sure that catcher Harlow Nicely can receive it.
When anytime you get hurt, you're a little bit slower to react because your body's protecting the area that got a little banged up. So in this moment, Maddie Locke likes to throw the ball all over in terms of trying to get the swing and miss of a batter at the plate.
I mean, she's grabbing her wrist as she's trying to warm up here.
I mean, Matt, she landed on that arm when her legs got taken out from under her, and so not only did it affect her legs with the hard slide and the hip, but also that receiving hand.
Well, this is toughness right here with Nicely trying to tough this out.
Ball.
Grabbing her right thigh and her left elbow as Kennedy White Steps into the plate, who was 0 for 2 yesterday. Hit 500 during regionals.
Obviously still ginger and tender back there behind the plate, but doing a good job of keeping her composure, receiving lock.
White fouls it off her foot. Harlow Nicely, the rising 7th grader. Coach says the toughest kid they have. Got sick 3 times during the state championship game, and the team and coaches didn't even know it. They told her afterwards. She told the coaches. The 1-2 to Kennedy White. Woo! In there for a called strike 3, and that's a big one for Locke. Well, Harlow Nicely able to receive these pitches from Locke. This was the fall here. She saw the ball late, and then the slide here just takes the legs out from under Nicely, who lands on the cleat of Cox. And Cox did apologize. She did come and apologize too. Nicely. Some great sportsmanship there.
Well, the goal is not to cause injury. The goal is to score. And in that situation, with Nicely in front of the plate, Cox had to try to advance.
David Briseño with a nice bunt. Locke, just go to first. And she does. There was no play at home to be had. Another run scores, and Briseño gets the job done. It's 2-1 Texas.
And what a great job by Briseño to put that ball down, but even better job by Maddie Locke to look at the runner at third, realize she didn't have a play at the plate, and still get the out at first base.
Montez now at third base for Emily Trevino.
Ball.
You know, back to that delayed steal from Cox. That's something that runners and coaches pick up on. You're watching as a runner at third a catcher's tendencies to see if they're looking at you, to see if they're paying attention to you. And frankly, when she threw the ball back, that's one of the reasons that Harlow Nicely unfortunately got hurt, was that she looked late for the throw. And the throw went by her, and then Cox went under her. Ground ball to first. Calamusa with it for out number 3, but not before Texas plates a couple of runs on no hits. It's 2-1 Southwest Region champs. Game Changers, the official scorekeeping technology partner of the Little League World Series. Coach smarter, connect live, and replay the action on Game Changer, the #1 youth sports app. Live the game like never before. Matt Schick alongside Jenny Dalton-Hill. A light rain here in Greenville, North Carolina, hoping it stays that way. A 2-1 game here for the Southwest Region champion, Greater Helotes Little League. A solo shot from Maddie Locke in the first inning. And then 2 runs on no hits in the bottom of the first for Texas. Avery Calamusa fielded that final out of the bottom of the first. Swings at the first pitch for a strike.
And the strike percentage of Avery Cox is high. In 14 pitches she threw in the first half inning, 10 were for strikes. The first 2 pitches of this inning, strikes as well. So she fills the zone with a ton of nice pitches, but she lives on the corners. The reason that home run happened, she started Maddie Locke with 2 balls, fell behind, and then left one big.
In there for a strike. Third strikeout of the day for Avery Cox.
And for a pitcher that likes to live on the corners, that one was just right down Main Street. A very hittable pitch that froze Avery Calamusa. Beautiful spot by Jackie Rubio back there behind the dish to give a nice look to the umpire.
There's Harlow Nicely, who had her legs taken out from under her in a slide home from Cox in that previous half inning. Had to walk it off. She's rubbing her left elbow. She wears an elbow guard here while she bats. Hurt her wrist, her thigh, but she's appears none worse for the wear as coaches call her the toughest on the team. 0-2.
And she's proven that she's gritty to be able to take a hit like that at the plate and still be able to come back behind the dish, receive the rest of that inning, and now standing at the plate acts like there's nothing wrong with that arm anymore in these swings.
Coach Jeff Crawford remarking to us that we know she's hurt when she goes quiet, when she's not saying anything, and you could see her kind of at a loss for words when she did get hurt in the previous half inning. Outside, lets that one go 1-2.
And what a great at bat to continue to battle off those pitches close to the zone and then have discipline on the pitch that Avery Cox was trying to get the swing and miss on off the plate.
This place will go nuts if Nicely gets a hit. Ball. Outside, 2-2.
And for Cox, who likes to fill the zone with strikes, she's dancing around against Harlow Nicely.
Again, an elimination game here in Greenville. Nice at bat here for Nicely.
And that pitch was called for on the inside part of the plate, but it leaked back over to the outside corner. So a good job by Nicely to continue to just spoil these borderline pitches and keep the at-bat alive.
Harlow Nicely tried soccer a few years ago, recently started playing basketball. She's a big reason why this team eats red vines before every game. More on that in a bit. In there for a called strike 3. It's a drop third. Nicely didn't recognize that. Runs it out. They finish the out. And another K for Cox.
I mean, wouldn't you know, that's exactly what's going to happen to Nicely, as a pitch that's borderline doesn't go for it. I think that was a good hold, but unfortunately called a strike by the home plate umpire, Mitch Limponen. And with that, it's dropped by Jackie Rubio. Nicely doesn't recognize it right off the bat, and so it's a quick turnaround to try to get down the line, but not enough time to spoil the strikeout.
Kaya Ho'olulu, the center fielder for Washington, now at the plate. And you talked about it, like, you get that crack of the bat there from Maddie Locke, you get that home run, but other folks in the lineup gonna have to try and make some offense happen, and that's going to be tough against this pitcher.
When there were only 2 hits in their opener, Jocelyn Day and Harlow Nicely were the 2 that had the hits in their first game, and so the rest of the lineup definitely needs to show up. Maddie Locke set the tone early with that big blast to center, but all of the rest of this offense needs to show up today to support, knowing that this is a win-or-go-home game.
Kaya Ho'olulu has played some second base, but has turned into a very good center fielder. He's made some highlight reel catches for the Northwest Region champs. Called strike 3. Avery Cox wheeling and dealing, striking out the side. AUSL in the house. We got some pros coming up to the booth. Can't wait to talk to Mackenzie Clark straight ahead. Professional softball is returning to Greenville, North Carolina for the 2026 AUSL Pro Game, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, set to take place tomorrow. Learn more at littleleague.org/athletes unlimited. Some pros in the house, including up here in the booth. Mackenzie Clark with the Blaze of the AUSL and former Clemson standout match chick Jenny Dalton Hill. What's it like for you to come here and see these young, talented ladies?
Absolutely. I gotta say, I am jealous that I was never in Little League. I feel like I missed out on several opportunities. This is so fun. The environment is so cool. Just to be here as a pro and watching the fans show up for their kids and just being on the sidelines, doing the high fives, going down the line, just so exciting, great environment. Can't wait to see the game.
Awesome. And the way that you guys have been able to come in and kind of be mentors to this group, how have you been able to interact with them so far?
Well, I will say that DL's kid gave me a pitching lesson before I threw out the first pitch, and she was excellent. I mean, I threw in a perfect strike. I worked ahead for that first pitch, but I will say, like, these kids are super energetic. Energy is up. Just great kids to play the sport.
You mentioned DL. Danielle Laurie, whose kid Madison Locke is in the circle, who crushed that ball to center field.
So did you give her some swing recommendations, like a little bit of a trade?
You know what? After she hit that home run, I'll take that. Yes, I did. I gave her some juju.
Yes, I did, in fact. What a spotlight here for these players. And Bailey Cox into left field. Avery's sister puts that one to left for the base hit, and that's the first hit of the day for Texas.
I mean, you're seeing this team swinging with a lot of swagger right now. A pitch on the inside part of the plate. Bailey Cox gets her hands inside this ball and drives it to left, just in front of Janessa Malone out there in left field. Nice little hit to start things off.
Now Lindley Reed At the plate, trying to bunt, it goes foul. What's impressed you the most, Kenzie, about these players at this age and how they're doing it?
Well, I will say that the Texas team, their base running that first inning, I was shocked. I was so impressed. They're so aggressive. They put the small ball in. They're just putting pressure on the defense. And what are they, 13 years old? I was really impressed this first inning watching them play, just running around, putting pressure on, just doing the little things right.
Taking those extra 60 feet whenever you can. Reed puts that one down. Locke scoops it up. The job is done. As you see, Madison Tawney scurrying back to third base to cover that bag, but one out and a runner in scoring position. Nice job there, Mackenzie. The small ball, right? You got to make something happen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, you are one who does use small ball. You've got a really nice stick, but you fly around the outfield as well. You are one that understands what putting pressure on a defense does by being aggressive on the base pass. What does it do for you as a player knowing that you can affect the defense like that?
Just putting pressure on it any way you can. I know that speed never slumps. So if you can put the ball on the ground, make the defense work, and try and beat out one of their arms, absolutely do it all the time.
I like that. Speed never slumps. We're going to write that down. I'm going to write that one down.
Yeah, everything else does.
It really does. Peyton Olivares now at the plate here for Texas. Trying to add another run to the ledger. Off speed there, a nice one from Locke as Olivares was way out in front. 0-2.
Well, we've mentioned it multiple times. You have to have a change of speed to be able to combat some big bats. How do you, Mackenzie, train to hit the off speed?
Well, in situations like these, if you know that the pitcher has a good off speed, know what her tendencies are with the off speed. Will she go back to back with it? Is she a one and done type of girl? Is it something that she throws just to change her eye level? Is something to speed you up or slow you down? Just kind of know her tendencies in that aspect of it.
Esmeralda Cuevas at the plate now, number 16. The 13-year-old trying to add to the lead. That one outside. 1-0. You mentioned tendencies. How much, when it comes to the scouting of opposing pitchers, what are you looking for when you're looking at tendencies or maybe something they're tipping to let you know what they're going to throw?
You see, when I'm looking at scout, I'm very much see ball, hit ball type of player. But these last couple of years playing a professional league, you're not always going to be able to see ball, hit ball. You're going to have to learn that these pitchers have tendencies and that they're a creature of habit. So again, with the off speed, will she go back to back? Is she a girl like Sarah Willis, for instance? She will throw that off speed and abuse you with it. So at some point, you just have to sit back and be like, okay, I'm either sitting off speed, or the first hard pitch that she throws, I got to be on time, I got to be on top of it, and I got to get my job done.
Yeah, Sarah Willis was a bandit last year. We loved using that changeup when she was in the game, but I think right now we're seeing the rain start to be a little bit of a disruptor, not just the changeup.
In the last couple innings, I was watching the runners go through first base and go through second. I was seeing a couple of them slipping and sliding because they're stepping on top of the bag and not the corner of the bag.
Yeah, great reminder. And this conference was had by the home plate umpire, Mitch Limpona, because an illegal pitch was called because Maddie Locke is going to her chalk or her rosin bag and then going straight to the ball. Because of that, she needs to wipe off before going to the ball. And that's why that illegal pitch was being called.
It's like, look at the evidence. My pants are all white. I've been wiping it on my pants all day. Esmeralda Cuevas, 2-0 now.
The great disruptor. I mean, that changeup is such a difficult pitch, and you're right, Mackenzie. If you can figure out like how often a pitcher will throw it in an at bat, it definitely will help you, because those that are confident to go it in any count, those are the hard ones to go against.
By the way, you see Nicely back there at catcher. How about the toughness shown by her?
I mean, good grief. Like, I know that catchers get beat up a lot, and they kind of signed on for that job, but my goodness, she's just taking it and rolling it with it. But kudos for Maddie for getting that illegal pitch and coming back with 3 straight strikes. My goodness, good for her.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Locke. Mackenzie, thanks for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Thank you guys so much.
That is Mackenzie Clark, the best there, the AUSL former Clemson standout. We're back after this, 2-1 Texas. Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. We're in Greenville, North Carolina. This is the first of 4 elimination games today. Winners advance to tomorrow and try to see another day. How about this get up here, Jenny Dalton Hill?
We were talking with Mackenzie Clark in the last half inning. She's like, have you seen this fan? And I said, yeah, it's actually Avery Cox's dad. She's like, my dad needs to pick it up. I said, he's still got time because you're still playing pro. She said, you're right. I need to make a phone call.
That's right. What a great get-up.
Well, and it worked for them at regionals. And, you know, as a sports parent, if something works, you got to stick with it. And so with that, he gets to bring the whole get-up to Greenville.
You know, every fan that dresses up or paints their face, they've got a professional job somewhere. Someone like that is someone's financial investor.
So what you're telling me is we've exposed him, and now he won't be able to live it down.
I mean, he's very smart about this.
Well, yeah, but I just called him out.
Understood.
Sorry, we've blown his cover. Hopefully he's not in witness protection.
Her parents do work in facility management and regional operations. The goatee's a dead giveaway. Janessa Malone at the plate. The 1-2. Did she go? She did not. We're going to tag her anyway.
I mean, just cover it all. You never know.
Just in case they change their mind.
Maybe she went, maybe she didn't. The umpire behind the plate offered to the first base umpire quickly to see if she went. The answer was no, but you might as well just apply the tag in case.
4 straight strikeouts for Avery Cox. The last 3 of the looking variety. The 2-2.
Before the game, we talked about how this bottom of the lineup for Northwest needs to show up today. And so knowing that you're facing a power pitcher in the circle, you've got to make sure you're on time. Attacking strikes is obviously goal number 1, but to get on time with those pitches is really important. So your job in the on-deck circle and standing in the dugout is to make sure that you've got your timing down, knowing that Avery Cox is going to throw low to mid 60s with her velocity.
The 2-2. Grounded foul. Avery Cox. No relation to Grant Cox, one of my little leaguers back home who's watching right now.
Are you sure he's watching?
Oh, I just got a text from his father. His father, Daniel, who said, Grant's watching softball.
Well, you know what her name is. Showtime.
The 2-2 to Janessa Malone.
Great at bat by Malone to be able to just continue to foul off and spoil those pitches on the corners and then be disciplined on the balls off the plate. These are the kind of ABs that Washington needs to have, but also needs to grind out some hits.
And that hit her. Regardless, if it did, it was a ball. And a nice at-bat to lead off the 3rd inning.
First free pass given up by Avery Cox in the circle for the pitcher that loves to throw the strikeout. This one gets completely away from her.
Almost grazed the knee.
Might have. That would have been a really difficult ball 4. Don't need to wear that one. Just head down to first base.
That's right. When there's 3 balls on you, you don't need to wear it.
Go ahead and jump out of the way. Little flex. Well, Matt, I don't know, but there is quite a bit of glitter on the field today.
Both teams.
I would say that that is the theme of this Little League World Series this year. Make it shine.
Lucy Carpenter at the plate. Came out of nowhere this year for this team, earned a spot, did all the little things to earn her spot. The smallest on the team. will put the ball in play. See if she can do it here and have a productive at-bat. That's a called strike 0-2.
And just living on the outside corner against most of these hitters, getting ahead early, using that outside spot, getting some nice run away from these right-handed batters.
Sixth strikeout of the day for Cox.
I mean, she stayed in the same spot for all of those pitches, just continuing to pepper that outside corner. Another sword for Avery Cox.
Ella Bowers now the 10-hole hitter for the Northwest champs.
Sometimes the outside pitch can be the hardest pitch for young hitters to execute on, knowing that they need to let the ball travel a little bit deeper into their swing, get closer to the catcher, make their contact, and try to push it to the right side of the field.
Throw down on the steal attempt, in there. Janessa Malone caught stealing. You wonder if they're going to challenge this. Coach Crawford had a good angle from the third base box and tells his player Janessa Malone to go back to second base.
And it's a good throw by Jackie Rubio, but with the throw, it's in the dirt.
Oh, that's out.
That's a really good call by our umpire at second base, Scott McLemmon. The tag is applied high, but because of the location of the catch, she's able to apply that tag right to the back cleat. I thought perhaps she caught her up on the hip with that front leg going to be able to sneak its way in. But no, great call on the field. I think we're going to see this one be upheld.
Good tag there by Reen. And Coach Crawford was in a spot where he thought he had a good angle on it, but blocked by the glove that was tagging the back foot.
Jackie Rubio trying to catch rain for a little drink.
This review shouldn't take very long. Boom, right there.
Yeah, tags the pink cleat in the back. The left leg doesn't get in quick enough. The throw is the reason that this out happens. Had that throw been any higher or offline, that tag is not going to be able to be applied that quickly.
Second base umpire Jack McLemmon. You know, when you get a call that's challenged, you get a little pep in your step when it's upheld as he runs back out there to second base. Good call. And now, as you do lose a challenge because that was unsuccessful, Washington with one left. So Malone is erased, and now Ella Bowers, 0-2. Back-to-back Ks to end the inning. So the leadoff batter gets on, but no damage for Northwest. Avery Cox, back-to-back Ks. Little help from Jackie Rubio behind the dish.
Gotta love a good throwdown on a stolen base attempt, but 3 straight pitches outside corner. Avery Cox, 7 Ks on the day.
Little League Softball World Series, we are in the elimination bracket. Texas and Washington right now. Texas with a 2-1 lead. Both starting pitchers in this game have hit home runs this week, including last night.
Avery Cox, deep. Don't have to wait anymore. You want a home run? We'll give you a home run, says Avery Cox.
Courtney Lyle with the call last night. That was a moonshot.
Off the bat, it just sounded different. She completely tattooed that ball deep left center field. Great hit. And we've seen her do a lot of sword putting away for the strikeout, but that home run got 2 swords, and it was a huge shot. They did not come away with the win, but the way that she is pitching in the circle and swinging at the plate, she's putting together a dynamic performance, saying she doesn't want to go home here today.
Yeah, 20 strikeouts this week. Next closest is 12 from Anaya Nieves from Puerto Rico, who had a great outing yesterday. And this one flared over the second baseman's head. Wright could not make the catch. And Zoe Cavazos leads off the third with a single out of the 11 hole.
Look at the energy coming out of this Greater Helotes Little League team. That is a great hit over the second baseman, Jalea Wright's head. Sometimes off the bat, of a line drive, it's hard to judge how hard it comes off. And with that, doesn't take enough steps backward, kind of just holds her position and doesn't give herself a chance to get that ball in. Nice hit, though, by Cavazos.
Zalia Montemayor now looks at a strike.
That's maybe the difference between these two teams. The bottom half of the lineup for Texas is able to allow that outside pitch to go the other way, where Northwest hasn't figured it out yet.
Montemayor showing bunt, and it goes foul. And now the runner left early at first, and Cavazos is out.
So what it does is it takes the pitch off the board, and so it'll be an 0-1 count.
Was seeing that from this angle. You could see her come off the base, and I wondered if the first base umpire, Michael Galino, had seen it, and he clearly did. It was right in front of him.
And that is a miscue, but the pitch will be a no pitch, and the runner out.
Well, the ground ball to Locke, and quickly 2 away. So what looked like a prosperous inning beginning here for Texas. Now nobody on and 2 outs. Just those little things that you have to be mindful of.
You have to make sure that base running is in check, because those are the things that can run you out of innings, and that's exactly what happened to Cavazos over there at first base. That's not something she typically does, but got the emotion of the moment too high, stepped off, got the out, and now no threat on the base pass and 2 outs.
Blakely Escalera now at the plate. .13 years old, was 0 for 1 yesterday with a strikeout. You know, when you're not the fastest runner and you see someone squaring to bunt, you're thinking, I got to get there to second base if she puts this down, but still can't leave too early.
You're right. There does come some anxiety when you get the call from the coach saying that the batter is going to sacrifice. You know you've got to make sure that you get to second, but you cannot leave contact with the bag until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. So that timing has to be spot on, or you will get called out.
That one in the dirt. If you're wondering what all the corn is in the Greater Helotes Little League dugout, Helotes is a small city, northwest side of San Antonio, and Helotes basically means corn. The city's name is from the Spanish elotes, meaning corn or corn on the cob, a reference to the area's agricultural history.
And so their battle cry, oh look, it's even got bites taken out of it. I hope it happened before it fell on the ground, but at the same time,
ground ball, nice backhand stop there by Tawny. Throw across. Oh, and the tag hits Escalera in the face. but she holds on to it for the out. Great sportsmanship there from Calamusa as Escalera gets knocked down. This is a full contact sport, Jenny Dalton Hill.
Yeah, we've seen some football scores in previous games. Now we're starting to see the football contact. Holds on for the out, but it's a little painful. Everybody's okay.
Let's have some fun in Greenville.
Describe my team would be corn. We always put up corn on our fence because Helotes stands for corn in Spanish. We're just like very patriotic and we love our corn.
Helotes has existed as a community for more than a century. Wasn't officially incorporated as a city until 1981. Elvis and Willie Nelson, some famous performances there as well. It's a great thing about Little League and Little League Softball World Series. Small town America coming to another small town here in Greenville.
Well, Coach John started the roll corn in the dugout. With that, it has grown into new things each game. You got to take a bite of the corn before you put it on the fence, right?
That's the right way to eat corn, by the way. There are some that kind of are delicate around it. You can still see kernels when they're done. No, it needs to be mashed and crushed. That is how it's done right there.
It's a solid bite. Now, my question for you, are you a horizontal or a vertical eater, right? Because do you go around the cob or do you go down the side?
I go around. I'm rotating it around.
And then you move to the next spot and go around the next spot?
Correct.
I understand. Because I'm guessing that there are people out listening right now going, why would you eat it like that? Because to them, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So you sound like one of those people. I think you're deflecting.
I might be.
Well, one of the toughest things is when you have races as a child. I have my hand up. Corn on the cob becomes a real hazard.
Yeah, your mom has to cut it off the cob and it becomes a whole thing.
It's not the same.
So you're a little jealous is what I, well, that doesn't look like it's clean.
I mean, it might have fallen in the dirt. Another strikeout for Cox. Just continuing to deal her 8th of the day and her 21st of the week.
Well, and when you look at her locations here at the bottom of the order, she continues to just spot up the outside part of the zone. I mean, she continues to just show dominance on that outside corner, and the bottom half of this lineup for Washington is struggling to hit it the other way.
And she continues to work ahead. Great to see Hannah Chenier in the box, who was unable to play on Sunday with an undisclosed injury, perhaps illness, but she is back and getting an at-bat in the World Series.
Well, her bat got hot at the state tournament. She hit 500 in that tournament, and they're looking for her to make that turn again to be able to put herself on as they flip back over to the top of the lineup.
Father John is a baseball data scientist who works for the Mariners. Talks to the managers, the Mariners, a couple of hours prior to games, recommends things. Ultimately, it's up to the coaches. And we asked Jeff Crawford, do you take advantage of that? He said, yeah, we give him a lot of information, and he spits it back to us. And that data scientist can write down a K, another one. Now up, Maddie Locke, who is locked in the first.
And we've got Maddie Locke with the big home run. She hits after Jalea Wright, so top of the lineup has put a big power punch on this game. They're sit down a run, but it's because of that big home run.
See if we can get to Locke as Wright puts this one to right. And Esmeralda Cuevas makes the catch, and yeah, that's the third out. Tongue out, guns out. Yeah, Texas up 2-1, middle of the fourth. Want to see some girls with game? Tune in to an exciting summer of softball and visit LittleLeagueSoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. Wearing the appropriate rain gear here today. Having a great time in Greenville.
Well, just a beautiful ballpark. If you sit back here in the grandstands, you've got this great overhang to protect you from the weather. Out in the outfield, a lot of umbrellas trying to keep dry. The field crew has done an amazing job of keeping this field playable as the rain just continues to be unforgiving.
By the way, I've got multiple texts that say I eat corn on the cob appropriately, not like the typewriter.
And that's amazing. So half your friends are right.
How dare you say I only have 2 friends?
I said 4.
The one text that I received.
I'm sure your wife would stand behind you. She just hasn't texted yet.
Disagree. Avery Cox now at the plate, who had a home run yesterday. Walked and scored on that delayed steal in the first. And you see the rain coming down, and how much does a little rosin even help when the rain is like this?
Well, I think it's important to try to keep those fingers dry. You have to have a grip, especially when you're facing a hitter like Avery Cox, who can put the ball out of the yard if you leave one right down the middle of the plate. Really important right now for Maddie Locke to keep those fingers dry, keep a grip on the ball, and get back into the circle and find corners, not the heart of the plate.
Just off the plate. Locke getting a little frustrated here, but it did appear to be off the plate as she grabs the rosin.
Well, I think it's a good job to keep the ball away from Cox. Don't let her change the trajectory of this ball game. Put her on.
Got out in front of that one. Ground ball to right. 3-0 swinging. And Cox grounds out.
Well, you know that Cox is an aggressive swinger when the ball gets over the plate. So good job by Maddie Locke to not give her something too good to hit. The aggression of Avery Cox doesn't get the advantage in that one. Nice little rolled ground ball for a huge out at the top of the lineup.
We are in the 4th inning. Northwest just 6 outs left here perhaps in their season as Locke takes a big breath here facing the 2-hole hitter Rubio. Nice scoop there by Day. Jocelyn Day on the short hop, 2 away.
And that's the part of the game that was not showing up for Washington in their last ball game. Defense had a lot of miscues, and those miscues put pressure on the rest of the game to have to show up perfectly. That hard shot right at the shortstop. Day played perfectly for the 2nd out.
One of the best arms in the tournament, Jocelyn Day. Aubrey Montez looks at a ball. One of Texas's hottest hitters during the regionals, hit .444. And last year, Aubrey broke her back. And the coach explained to us it appears to be a family condition because her older sister also suffered a broken back. But Aubrey missed last season, didn't have surgery, wore a back brace, went through extensive physical therapy. And now, in the Little League Softball World Series.
Well, just building that strength back to be able to support everything structurally, to have her be able to compete at her best here this year.
1 for 2 yesterday. Walked her first time up, and now looking at 1 and 2.
Really pretty off speed, taking a little something off of that one, less velocity, and floats it in for a nice little strike.
Foul tipped into the glove. Locke with the strikeout. And now Locke will grab the bat. She's hit a home run today. One more swing ties it up. Locke smacks this one to center field. Bailey Cox going back, and it's gone! A laser from Locke to dead center field. And Washington has its first run of the week. And Madison Locke will lead things off here in the 5th inning. Unfortunately for Washington, no hits since that home run. They're going to have to change that here to keep their season alive.
Well, they start in a good way with Madison Locke starting off this inning as soon as the grounds crew gives them the all clear to take the field.
Locke and Cox both with home runs. Cox with hers last night. Both of them crushed. I mean, absolute missiles.
When we've seen 13 players come to the plate against Avery Cox in this ball game, 10 of those hitters have had a first pitch strike. 8 of the 13, though, have gotten to an 0-2 count. So I think what needs to happen is these Washington hitters need to be aggressive early. Make sure that they are attacking that pitch at the beginning of an at-bat, because those are typically the better strikes. As you get deeper into a count, Avery Cox has shown that she loves to dance around the outside of the plate and try to get the swing and miss to get these Washington hitters out.
Softball today, softball tomorrow. Thursday, it's Major League Baseball as the Royals host the Twins, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app. Major League Baseball fans here. Softball fans all over the park. The winner of this game moves on to the elimination bracket and faces the winner of Canada and Italy. That game coming up later today. Those two winners will face each other tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. The loser is eliminated from the Little League Softball World Series. This little one doesn't want to go home.
No, she doesn't have to take a nap at the ballpark.
That's right. She doesn't look tired at all.
She needs to start cheering. Come on, it's time to start getting some energy for this Snohomish. Oh, there's the energy.
There we go. Nacho Libre. He's here.
Where's the sombrero?
Avery Cox's father leading the cheers. Cox in the circle to Locke and falls behind again to Locke, 1-0.
Well, Locke is one of those hitters that she did not start with a strike. Started her in a 2-0 count and then left one big that Locke was able to capitalize on deep over the left center field wall.
We are in the 5th inning. 2-0 again. So if you're Locke, what are you looking for? If you're Cox, what are you trying to do?
Well, as a hitter in a 2-0 count, you need to hunt a side of the plate. Right now, I would hunt the outside part of the plate because that's where Cox has been living.
That's where Rubio's set up, and she's looking right there. 2 for 2 for Locke. And the tying run is on base in the 5th.
Well, the best part about that at bat was she was disciplined at the plate, stayed off the balls that were not strikes, and in a hitter's count, 2-0, attacks this pitch outside. You could tell she was hunting the outside, just trying to take this ball right back up the middle. You can tell how wet the outfield is, though, as the ball just spits up water as it rolls to the outfielder, Bailey Cox, in center.
So Jocelyn Day now at the plate. Popped up to the first baseman her last time up, and if she can have a productive at-bat, doesn't necessarily have to be a hit, but just put Locke in scoring position. Give Washington a couple of opportunities to tie this up. Day was 1 for 2 yesterday. 0-2 here to Cox.
Day was one of the 2 hitters that had a hit in their opening game. Not a lot of offense coming through in their opener, not a lot of run support, and this one of the better games that we've seen here at the Little League World Series this year, and it's 2 great pitchers going at each other, putting some big hits on the ball.
Texas lost 2-1 yesterday to North Carolina. They have a 2-1 advantage right now. Nothing coming easy for Texas. Cox looks at the wristband, fires the 0-2.
And the continuous lineup is something that gives everybody a chance to play. But why wouldn't you want to play Little League when you can have games like this?
Each at bat becoming more and more critical here, facing elimination. And Day goes down swinging. It is another strikeout for Avery Cox, number 10.
Third baseman,
And Day had success in their opener. Today has not been able to get on, and that is a beautiful rise ball. Look at the way that upspin got the late sharp break up and over the barrel of Day. She was right to swing at it, but was just underneath.
Madison Locke on first base. Madison Tawney at the plate. Second time through the order here. What are you looking for as a batter facing someone like Avery Cox now that you've seen her already?
You need to make sure that you've understood where these hitters have been striking out. There have been 10 strikeouts in this ball game. A lot of them have been down in the zone and away. And when you know you're going to be pitched away, you've got to make an adjustment. If you don't feel confident to hit the outside corner, you've got to take those toes and get them right up against the line closest to the plate to be able to reach that outside spot with confidence.
Tawney with her back toe on the chalk. In there for a strike, 2-2.
I'm going to say, how do you know where the chalk is, Matt? The box has pretty much been eliminated by all of the turfus that they've put on the field. But you're right, her toes are definitely up tight against the plate. And that's the approach you have to have. You know that the outside part of the plate has been exploited in this ball game. So how do you approach a pitcher like Avery Cox? When you don't have 2 strikes, you can hunt a side of the plate. As soon as you've got 2 strikes, you've got to make sure that you protect that outside corner and spoil that pitch to be able to keep the at-bat alive. But in these at-bats, I would be looking as a hitter to drive this ball to right center field.
Two to Tawney. The throw back to get Locke. Dives in safely head first. Climbs up the bag, and it's a full count here for Tawney. Tawney struck out her last time up, as did the next 3 batters for Washington. That one skips to the plate.
Gotta wake up, gotta get ready for this one. Washington threatening with a runner in scoring position for the first time in the ball game, getting a runner to second base.
Just the second walk of the game for Avery Cox. Now Avery Calamusa on pitch number 67 from Cox. She threw 123 yesterday. Calamusa to left. Montemayor picks it up, but Locke rounding third. She will score, and we're tied. You hear the moose chants from the Northwest faithful. Avery Calamusa comes through.
And it is all about attacking early. You know that Avery Cox loves to start a batter with a strike, and with that, Calamusa comes away with a big hit to left. Great cutoff by Avery Cox, knowing that there was no chance to get Maddie Locke at the plate. Great base running, great hitting.
Look at that smile. A sneaky smile. Look what I just did. Parents Kate and Casey in the stands. She's been with these girls for a long time, since she was 7 years old, and is able to score Locke. Maddie Locke has scored both runs in this game, one by the home run and one by her teammate Calamusa, who just drove her in. We're tied at 2. And now the go-ahead runs in scoring position, and Madison Tawney. Harlow Nicely at the plate, showing a lot of toughness today. Back pick to second in time. Slide back in time, I should say. Tied at 2 here with 2 balls to Harlow Nicely. See that nice throw from Rubio. Rubio looking again. You wonder if Rubio she wants to throw it, just get rid of it. Almost could have caught the runner Tawney in between the base.
But that's exactly what she's trying to get you to do, is throw behind her so she can delay, steal, and take third base. So that's what you have to do. Rubio needs to just continue to run, but take the advantage by going closer to third base and moving her and working her back into second.
The 2-1. Nicely. Back to Cox. Cox gets the lead runner at third, and a nice play. There is Trevino is covering the bag. 2 down. Cox, cat-like reflexes there. Spins to third to get the very important lead runner.
And it's all about having the awareness that you've thought about, if I get a comebacker here, where am I going with this ball? You know that Avery Cox thought about that because she got it quickly, turned to third without any hesitation, knowing that she was going to be able to get the advancing runner.
So 2 outs. Calamusa's at second. Nicely now at first. And Kaya Ko'olulu is at the plate. You do have to call that in. Harlow Nicely, the catcher, is at first. And the assistant is going to call this in to get the pinch runner with 2 outs for the catcher. So Madison Tawney, who was just erased from the base pass at third, now goes to first. Not too often you get out at third and then get to run at first.
Well, let's give it another shot.
Now I'll be the trail runner. See if I have better luck. Ho'olulu can tie this up with a swing. Excuse me, take the lead. It's tied at 2 here in the top of the 5th. Northwest Region champs. Had a solo shot from Maddie Locke in the first. Now have plated one here in the 5th.
Well, in this situation, you saw Tawney trying to draw the attention of Jackie Rubio over there at first base. Just leave that runner alone. She can't go anywhere. I'll just make sure that your attention stays on that lead runner out there at second base.
Two and one here from Cox.
Because as Rubio comes out from behind the plate, she's running in between first and second to try to keep the runner at first base close to the bag, but she's not the priority.
That one goes off the glove of Rubio, and both runners advance. Ho'olulu jumping for joy at the plate, knowing she could take the lead for her team here with a swing. Calamusa at third. Tawney at second. Kaya Ho'olulu. Rising 8th grader from Everett, Washington, fouls this one away.
This is the most pressure-filled moment that Avery Cox has had in the circle.
Hey, still got to be there. Let's go.
The full count. Ho'olulu walks. The bases are now loaded.
Third walk of the day by Avery Cox. You can tell that the pressure is mounting with the bases juiced, ball game tied. Who's going to gain the advantage in this tight moment?
See Allison Briseño, the head coach, in the dugout charting it all. Janessa Malone looks at a first pitch strike. That is really the pitch that you've got to attack, knowing that Cox is getting ahead of batters.
Or be ready to attack. It looked as though Malone was just taking from the moment Cox towed the pitcher's plate.
That one nearly hit Malone. And that would have given Washington the lead as she lets out a smile. You can hear a fan saying, take one for the team. Always found that's easy to say from the stands. 60-mile-an-hour ball of pain is headed toward you. The 1-1 to Malone. 1 and 2.
And these are the most competitive at-bats we've seen Washington take in their first game of the Little League World Series. They struggled to do much, only getting 2 hits now against the most velocity that any team will see in the circle. They're finding a way to just continue to put pressure on Avery Cox.
The chance of Northwest emanating from the stands here at Elm Street Park. A 1-2 count here. Bases loaded for Malone. Had 2 hits in the regional. Could deliver a big one here. Off speed. Gets by Rubio, but right back to her. You saw the runner at first. Honolulu about halfway to second base, but not going to get a back pick attempt there. Two and two. Avery Cox with 10 strikeouts today. $21 for the week. That one nearly hit her. Gets by Rubio, run scores. Washington with the lead. Kalamusa scores from third. And Snohomish Little League is up 3-2.
I think Maddie Locke's a little excited. First time playing with a lead. And right now it's all about locking in. That pitch did get away from Avery Cox. Hard for Jackie Rubio to keep that in front. Washington gains the advantage. Look at the emotion. Both teams with their backs against the wall today.
And now, pressure a little bit off of Malone now that her team does have the lead. Still 3-2.
But Matt, no lead is safe here. You want to continue to keep putting pressure on, putting this ball in play, make them make an out. Put the ball on the ground. A pop-up's a pretty easy out in wet conditions. It's harder to make the out with a wet ball off the ground.
Malone steps out as Cox looks at the wristband for the call. A quality at bat here from Malone. And it continues.
The mentality you have to have right now is just like backyard softball. Whatever you throw, that's what I can hit. You're looking for confidence in the box, discipline at the plate. Just put this ball in play. Great gritty AB for Malone.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat. Malone controlling the tempo in the box. The 3-2. Ground ball to third. Trevino up with it and makes the throw to complete the out. But not before 2 runs come home and Washington takes the lead.
Avery Kalamusa with a big hit here in the 5th inning. Line drive to left. Washington with the lead. performance by Maddie Locke in the circle. She's been able to get 4 strikeouts on the day, just using all of her pitches. Impressed with her off speed as well. And maybe more than that, it was the big home run that set the tone for them in the top half of the first inning.
How about that? The first 3 batters reached base. A walk, a fielder's choice, and a walk. Since then, she's retired 11 of the last 13. And frankly, unlike Sunday, she's gotten some defensive help.
And that's the key to this Northwest team. They know that Maddie Locke will be able to spin a gem in the circle, but unless they can show up for her defensively back behind the plate, it just makes the game harder. Danielle Laurie, Maddie's mom, sitting out in right field today.
Big sigh, right? I mean, that's the mom sigh. That's the parent sigh. Kennedy White drives this one to center field. Lulu is there. Makes the catch. Gives herself a pump up. And Maddie Locke thrilled to see it. 1 out.
I don't know if there is a more stressful spot in the stands than to be the pitcher's parent. And typically you see a pitcher parent pacing, but she's found the lucky spot. She's going to plant there. Ever since the home run, that's where she's been watching this game.
Her daughter, Maddie Locke. That was the first fly out today. That one inside and hits the face of Nicely. Nicely's like, come on, I have gotten crushed all day.
Everybody's got a sword on the field now. Oh, and a little dab. Nice.
She's a cut above there in center field. Well done.
And the glitter.
Is that going to become a thing, the sword thing?
The sword has become a Little League World Series thing for sure. But I don't know if it stays a thing if Southwest is eliminated.
Bailey Briseño, one of the youngest players on the team. Went 0-2 yesterday. Had a nice sack bunt earlier in this game. Bailey in the 5-hole. They retired the cleanup hitter Kennedy White after the fly out to center. Briseño is showing bunt off the glove, and it's 3-1. Allison Briseño, San Antonio, coach of this team, coaching third base. It was a family affair in Greenville. The bunt to Locke, easy peasy.
Just trying to play a little small ball, a little slap, trying to get down the line quickly by Briseño, but right now the defense is showing up. Maddie Locke helping her own cause by getting the nice little out of first base.
Emily Trevino down in the count, 0-1.
Umpire seems to have gotten something in his eye.
Honan. Rain has let up here, which is nice. It hasn't?
It's still raining.
I mean, it's let up. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a really light drizzle. Well, you gave me a look that could have killed me.
Trust me, I wish the rain would stop. But this is kind of Pacific Northwest weather, right?
Hey, this is where Washington resides. This is like a home game. It's a little too humid for them on Sunday. Now they put up some runs. 0-2 still to Trevino.
Their fields did flood. Their Little League fields did flood before Little League season happened. A lot of rain in the area. The river crested and flooded everything at the ballpark. They had to rebuild all of those fields to get them ready for the season.
That was a lot of community support to repair the complex there at Snohomish. Coach Crawford telling us they get floods there a lot. And you said, have they thought about putting the field someplace else? It's like, have we thought about it? Yes. Will we? No. Just off the glove of Wright, up with it, and makes the play. Jalea Wright. There's no quit in Snohomish.
That is a fantastic defensive play. Not only did she knock it down, but she kept her wits about her, picked it up quickly, got the out at first. Defense showing up huge for Snohomish.
Welcome back to the Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Magic Jenny Dalton Hill, the first of 4 elimination games today here in Greenville. We have had 5 run rule games here through 7 games. We've had just 1 game decided by 1 run. Well, we appear to have another one here. Washington with a 3-2 lead on Texas. Maddie Locke with a home run. Avery Cox has been terrific in the circle. She hit a home run last night. Now 9, 10, and 11, 2 up for Washington, trying to give Locke some insurance in the circle. 3 defensive outs away from advancing to tomorrow. They've scored their first 3 runs of the week after getting run ruled on Sunday, where they only had 2 hits. Today, they've got 3 hits, but more importantly, 3 runs.
And defense has shown up back behind Maddie Locke. That really was the big difference in that run rule loss that they had. Not only was Locke giving up big hits, but she didn't get the defensive support back behind her to get those routine outs when they were made available.
Now, Washington had more errors than hits on Sunday. 3 errors, 2 hits. Today, 3 hits, no errors. Maddie Locke is just belting it out there in the dugout. And a 4-pitch walk for the 9-hole hitter Carpenter.
And you could say, well, the ball it's hard to get a grip in this kind of weather. Those walks don't always happen for Avery Cox. That's her 4th walk of the day. And I think the biggest piece is both of these pitchers are throwing in these conditions, so they're both dealing with it. It is not something that you can lean on and think that the other pitcher doesn't have to deal with it as well.
And that one off the glove of Rubio, and heading to second is Carpenter. You do wonder, though, depending on what region of the country you're from, how accustomed you are to throwing a wet ball.
Most definitely, and I'm guessing in Texas, while they deal with humidity and heat, maybe don't have to deal with a ton of rain. And the rain has been falling from the sky this entire game.
Avery Cox. What a star she's been in the circle as she faces Ella Bowers. Avery Cox has pitched every inning. Regionals and the World Series here for this team, but has lost a little bit of control here in this wet weather. Now a big insurance run just 60 feet away, and you can see the emotion there from Rubio behind the plate. As Rubio is motioning to the dugout, you see walking in there to have a discussion is center fielder Bailey Cox, her younger sister. Maybe giving her some words of affirmation.
And just the support that she may be feeling. That circle can sometimes feel like a really lonely place.
That's a long way for someone to run in, and it was the younger sister Bailey making the beeline to support her older sister. That was awesome.
Well, and Bailey said that she looks up to her older sister. It can sometimes be difficult to be the younger sister to a superstar like Avery Cox.
Another strikeout for Avery Cox. That is number 11.
And I think that little pep talk by Bailey coming in from center field, giving Avery just a little boost of confidence to get all the way back from that deficit in that at bat. Nice little strikeout.
24 strikeouts this week through 2 games for Avery Cox. That is twice as many as the next closest.
Well, and Matt, sometimes when there's chips are stacked against you, you just need to know that you're not alone. And sometimes a little sister can be that added boost of confidence.
0-2 now to the 11-hole hitter Bailey. And Bailey Cox there in center field. Seeing her sister struggle a little bit with a walk and a wild pitch. Ran in to give her some edifying words, and whatever she said helped. Cox with the strikeout, and then Bailey just jumps in the air in center field, seeing her sister succeed.
I'm going to say the credit goes to Bailey Cox right now, coming in all the way from center field, calling time, and just giving her some words of wisdom. Sometimes just knowing you're not alone is the boost you need to attack in the circle.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Avery Cox. And the 12-hole hitter, Hannah Chenier, who struck out her last time up in her first game this week after being unable to play on Sunday. Hannah Chenier, good sprinter as well. Top 5 in districts in the 200-meter, 100-meter hurdles, and a 4x1 relay. See if she can put it in play and show off that speed. 2-1.
And in reading all the questionnaires, you know, these athletes don't just stay one sport. They're multi-sport athletes, and Chenier, one of them, playing basketball, volleyball, and then running for track as well. Love that they use their athleticism in different games all year long.
Three and two now to the 12-hole hitter. Trying to turn this lineup over and add some more insurance. A 3-2 game. And a 3-2 count. That one is high now to the zone, goes off Rubio's glove. Run coming home, no, stuck halfway. And going back and retreating and diving into third is Carpenter, and alertly heading into second base is Chenier.
And your job at third is to try to take advantage of a miscue, and that is a missed opportunity for Washington. With this ball going all the way to the backstop, it kicks away from Rubio, but the hesitation is what prevented the advancement. But good job getting back, and also great awareness by Chenier after the walk to see that there was a play being made at third. She gets over into scoring position as well.
Top of the order, Jalea Wright up. And it was a little thing, but I love seeing Cox do the swipe tag because you just don't know. She swiped the tag at home and then found out she wasn't running and tried to throw back. But you're right in that Carpenter would have been safe if she had just gone immediately. But instead, another opportunity for Cox to get out of this. Ground ball off of the toe.
And typically when you hesitate, you should not advance. And in that, we saw her hesitate multiple times, but still able to get back and keep the inning alive.
Carpenter at third. Chenier at second. Wright looks at a ball, 1 and 2.
And with 2 outs, you on third base, you're taking off on contact. You're not worried about is the ball in the air, is the ball on the ground. You as a base runner need to make sure that you are getting home quickly. And at second base, you actually don't have to go if the ball is in front of you.
Good snag by Rubio. 2 and 2. And the very dangerous Maddie Locke is on deck, who has a solo shot today and scored his second run of the game as well. Cannot lose Wright. 3 and 2 to Wright. There's Maddie Locke doing her own version of getting locked in. Full count. That one is up and out of the zone, and coming to the plate is Madison Locke. And we'll have a meeting in the circle. Allison Briseño coming out to chat with Cox and the group.
All right, let's go. We got 2. All right, what do you want to pitch here? What are you thinking? You want to throw her? We change? Huh? This is the hitter. What do you want to start with? First. Start it? Okay. All right. Keep it low. All right. Let's go. Hey, we got to go. Balls out here. Okay? Hey, we got to be tough here. Let's go. We have to stay mentally tough. We need 1 more out, get out of this inning, and we win it in the bottom of the 6th. Okay? Let's go. Come on.
Cox with 55 pitches in the first 4 innings. She's thrown 53 in the last 2. And now Maddie Locke can give herself some insurance. And Mom Danielle, they're in the stands in right field watching her daughter a couple hundred feet away. And there's Dad, the first base coach, looking in. Chance to blow the game open. And you heard they would start with the changeup. They do, but it's a ball.
And it's a pitch that is typically not thrown by Avery Cox. I love the fact that she kept that ball low. So while it is something that she doesn't throw often, it now is in the head of Maddie Locke that there is a change of speed that could be thrown later.
2-0 to Maddie Locke.
This is the count that she has gotten both of her hits in today.
A home run to center field and a single to center field. And she swings on 2-0. A good hack fouls it away.
You have to be careful with Maddie Locke at the plate right now. She is the most dangerous hitter in the lineup today and has been seeing the ball really well at the plate.
She's had hitters counts. Avery Cox asking for a different ball. Through Locke. Maddie's down at first base. Maddie Locke in the box. Texas trying to stay within striking distance, trailing 3-2 in the 6th. Locke to center field. Cox coming in. It's off the glove. 1 run scores. 2 runs scores. They're sending a third. She will score. And the base is clear. Locke heads to third on the overthrow. And Washington leads 6-2.
The outfield was respecting Maddie Locke so greatly that their feet were near the warning track. And with that, Bailey Cox has a lot of ground to cover to try to even make a play on that ball. Sometimes you want to square the ball up to drive the ball. That one actually helped that she didn't get it all. Just inside the dive of Bailey Cox. A big smile by that player right there, standing at third base. That's right, flex him up, girl.
Flexing to mom, Danielle Laurie. Watching it, get down, get down, get down. Yes, go, go, go. Let's go. And then a throw was made home when there was no play to be made, and that throw got away from Rubio. So Locke now at third, but a 4-run cushion for Maddie Locke, who has retired the last 8 batters she has faced. 4 runs driven in. Boy, that's Sunday against Florida now a distant memory for Washington.
I think it was just what a difference a day makes to be able to have your defense come back in. You know that there were some tough conversations that were had with Maddie and the way she handled things in the circle, their defense and the way they needed to show up, and their bats needed to come alive.
Day to Cox. In front of Cox. Gets by her. Day to second. And Locke scores the 7th run of the game. Maddie Locke played it for the 3rd time, and Washington has blown it open.
And it's been Maddie Locke and Jocelyn Day able to combine right here for 2 of the hardest hits. I mean, we've seen 3 hard hits in this ball game. First, the Maddie Locke home run, but then these back-to-back doubles here in the 6th inning. Putting pressure on the defense and also pressure on Avery Cox has really opened this ball game way up.
Bailey Cox on that hit from Locke gave it her all. As you know, she'd love to have that one over. Just another chance to make that play. Trevino up with it, and they complete the out, but not before 4 come home. And Maddie Locke, with a big strike, clears the bases. She's got a 5-run lead as she steps to the circle. The Little League Softball World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Maddie Locke and Washington locked in here in Greenville. The Little League Softball World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Danielle Laurie watching her daughter and Washington put up a 4-spot in the 6th inning. Maddie Locke has 3 of her team's 5 hits and has driven in 4 runs. And in the circle, she has struck out 4, walked only 2. 60 pitches, 35 strikes, and trying to finish this off here in the 6th.
Well, Matt, sometimes the hardest 3 outs are the last 3 outs, but a 5-run advantage definitely gives confidence to the circle.
Bailey Cox, the center fielder for Texas. Had a couple of balls hit to her in center field, really lifted up her older sister to get back-to-back strikeouts. But then the walk of the 12-hole hitter by Avery Cox, and then the walk of Wright. Back-to-back walks allowed Locke an opportunity with 2 outs to widen the margin here.
Well, and all of the runners that were on base were via the walk in that inning. She just struggled to find control of her pitches. In the first 4 innings of the ball game, Cox was 75% strikes. The last 2 innings, 42% strikes. So that strike to ball ratio definitely falling. And that gave the advantage to these hitters for Washington to be able to capitalize with bases loaded. And Maddie Locke has had a day at the plate.
This was a team in Washington that on Sunday trailed 5-0 after 1, 10-0 after 2, and lost 14-0 with more errors than hits. It was just a game you want to flush and get rid of, and boy did they ever, and boy did Madison Locke start this game off second batter of the game with a solo shot to center, setting the tone. They trailed 2-1, but then in the 5th scored a pair of runs, and then 4 in the 6th. But Maddie Locke with the leadoff walk to Cox. A reminder, the loser of this game is eliminated from the Little League Softball World Series. The winner will play the winner of Italy and Canada. That game coming up later today. The winner of that game and the winner of this game will play Wednesday in another elimination game. 8-hole hitter is up off the glove of Nicely. The run at second base doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just about getting outs at this point for Washington.
And it really doesn't mean anything. So it's in this moment that you as a pitcher need to find a way to get those emotions back in check. We've seen how Maddie Locke in the circle can sometimes let her emotions get the better of her at times, and with that it adds extra pressure on herself in the circle. She needs to just make sure that she attacks this hitter right now.
Lindley Reen fouls that one away. Lindley Reen had a hit yesterday. Looking for one here. Ground ball to third. Tawney up with it, 1 down. Big first out there as Cox scampers to third.
One great presence as a third baseman to get that ground ball and not worry about the advancing runner from second to third, not let it disrupt the out that she was trying to make over there at first base, keeping her attention on the task at hand. That runner at third means nothing to Washington.
Peyton Olivares now at the plate. We saw Washington before the game. That one gets by the catcher nicely, and coming in to score easily is Cox. It's 7-3.
When good heads up base running to plate another run. This is not a team that is giving up. They want to fight. They will chip away as long as possible, but they've only got 2 more outs in this ballgame.
3 runs on just 2 hits for Texas. I say we saw Washington before the game gathered in a group, all eating their red vines. And they were making sure they were eating those today. It has been somewhat of a good luck charm for this Washington team. It's a couple of years ago that one of the players' grandmothers brought the team red vines after they lost a big game. And they all ate them, battled back through the losers bracket, and won the tournament. Since then, they have a couple of packs a game to make sure that they're there. And it is all in Nicely's backpack. It was her grandmother that first brought those red vines.
It started as just 2 packs a game. Now the parents have to coordinate who's going to Costco to get the tub of red vines.
There's a text chain of who's getting them today. Probably a game changer thread. There they are before the game. There's all the red vines. Yep, make sure we eat them, pass them along. Look at the pros going, what are they?
What are you
Candy
doing?
Before a game? Should we do that?
Or were they saying red vines or Twizzlers?
Right. Yeah, there's Grandma. She started this whole thing, and they're not going away from it anytime soon after today's performance. But still 2 outs to go. 3-2.
Nice attempt on that one by Olivares to be able to just recognize that pitch, outer half. When you miss contact and it goes straight back, it tells you you were right on time. And so approaching that pitch, she had it timed up just underneath contact.
A 3 here, 3-2 here at Olivares. Ground ball to second. Jalea Wright, 2 down. And to bring it full circle, Avery Kalamusu had a big hit, driving in a key run earlier. Who plays first base. Her nickname is Twizzy. Given by the team when they were dressed up as Halloween candies for a tournament. She was Twizzlers and hit her first ever home run. And the name stuck. So red vines, Twizzlers, I think we know where their allegiances lie.
I'm going to just say licorice.
And to right, lets it bounce. Northwest survives and advances.
High fives for Grandma and Grandpa, sitting with Danielle out there in right field. Northwest survives. And I really think it comes down to the way they started this ball game. That home run by Maddie Locke in the first inning set the tone for this team with their back against the wall. And then a great performance in the circle, and the bats showing up there in the 6th inning to put 4 more on the board.
In a battle of swords, in this sword fight, Northwest was more on point. And Maddie Locke with the home run drives in 4 and retired 10 of the last batters she faced in the circle. That is the Maddie Locke we have seen throughout this tournament.
When it comes down to kind of the way that you take the field to start, I mean, more than anything, we saw a tough start to the game for Maddie Locke in their opener in that 14-0 run rule loss. Today, they start with the bats. They use their own swords. I mean, Maddie Locke, a 3-for-3 day at the plate. She was a triple away from hitting for the cycle. And then in the circle, just delivering a gem, using that swing and miss, getting great movement on her pitches, painting the corners. Maddie Locke, an all-around performance, helps Washington survive and advance.
And Maddie Locke joins us now as her mom is looking on. Mom gets enough ESPN time. Let's give some to Maddie. Maddie, congratulations on the performance. Let's go back to the first inning. 2-0 count. You drive a ball about as far as we've seen here. What are you looking for on that pitch? Describe the approach.
I'm just looking for my pitch, and if it's my pitch, I'm trying to hit it.
What was it like rounding the bases as that one went through?
It was so cool, especially just me doing it for my team and them being just so happy.
I think we're going to try to dive behind the curtain. What was the conversation that your mom had with you after that performance in game 1?
She just said that game doesn't matter anymore and it's time for the next one. and just do it for your team and your fans and your down.
What was different about today in your approach in the circle?
I was just doing it without nerves this time, like no nerves at all, and just doing it to have fun.
Maddie Locke, congratulations on the performance. Drives in 4, strikes out 4, and survive and advance. Congrats on the performance.
Thank you.
That is Madison Locke with a terrific job today. And Northwest going north. Washington with the win, and they will take on the winner of Canada and Italy. What a game.
Love the way that Little League supports all of these athletes and all of their dreams. Unfortunately, one of them is going home. Washington survives to live another day.
Avery Cox with a 12 strikeout performance today, pitching all 6 innings, nearly 120 pitches after 123 yesterday. That'll do it for us here in Greenville. Our final score, Washington 7, Texas 3 for Jenny Dalton Hill. I'm Matt Schick. The Little League Softball World Series continues. Connecticut, New Jersey, coming up.